This evening, we are doing a show with the two good people from W3rlds, Ivan and Dimitri. For anyone who doesn't know, this is our world partnership program. We're trying to partner up with a lot of different virtual worlds who are trying to do a lot of cool stuff in this industry. And W3rlds is one of them. They're specialized in B2B business. And we will go into a few things today. First, we'll go into the details of your platform, what your objectives are, and then we'll get into how to build in that specific world. Nice to see you, Ivan. Nice to see you, Dimitri. How are you doing?
Yeah. Hi, Oscar. Thank you for having us. That's like doing good, doing good. Building the metaverse. Uh, yeah, that's a long journey, let's say. What about you? How are you?
I'm doing great. It's actually been a very good day. Not a lot of sleep, but I'm sure you know the life. What about you, Dimitri? First time we meet, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for inviting me to this brilliant event. Everything's great. Thank you for this time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. I mean, for to start with, I think I would like to maybe get into your backgrounds and what you have been up to before, and how you got into Web3 walls and in this entire industry. There's a lot of stigma in the Web3 industry, I think, also with the bear market, etc. So, how did you discover Web3? How did you get into it? Why did you want to build the open metaverse?
Okay, so like always good to start with the introduction. So my name is Ivan. I'm a co-founder of Worlds, and also there Dimitri. He's a 3D lead on our platform. To simplify for everyone, the first part of the conversation will be more like a introduction in general, the vision of the worlds, and we'll share the partnership details we have with the Sandstorm, and then Dimitri will take care of the, let's say, the technical part. So he'll show a few tricks on how to work with basically to export stuff from Blender and start using worlds for free, and that will be the part for the creators. It's basically how to build on worlds.
Yeah, that's correct.
So yeah, that's the story. So Oscar, do you want me to share like basically what's the world, right?
Yeah, of course. And how did you get started in this? How did you found this company? What was the intention behind it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, that was the question. So we like personally, I started around 10 years ago. Big passion about AR and VR, like crazy, knocking in every door, saying, "Yeah, that's the future." But my competitors was like a printed flyers, and website designs. I was like, no, that's not a good timing for this. So finally, we find a word for this M word, but whatever, we can name it differently. But it was a long journey. I was working on a different research and commercial projects, doing the gaze tracking and heat map creation inside the VR glasses, different kind of AR use cases with kind of crowdfunding resources, or people can vote where they want to different art objects inside the city. So it was a long journey, but I'm very happy that I met my partners Alex and Arthur and the whole team behind the worlds, and actually be building the product finally. So instead of doing from one project to another, we're building the tool sets for the creators. And the simplest way to explain the worlds, that's a metaverse platform for brands, and our basically the core a competitive benefit is that we have analytics, we have the possibility to have the white label, we have like a interoperability in the DNA, but we'll open all this most important points during the conversation for sure. But yeah, we are just the builders of the open metaverse, let's say.
I love talking to you every time because you have so much energy, and you can see just talking with you how much passion he has for this AR and VR industry.
True.
It's crazy. What about you, Dimitri? How did you get started in there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just a really good friend of Ivan and the other team. So I just joined the group 2 years ago. Um, I have no idea what's going to be in the future, but 2 years ago I just was very excited, was very I love 3D and everything that's connected with 3D modeling and creating some digital beautiful stuff. And then I found this wonderful team, Worlds, and they invite me to their team, and so that's why we are together now.
What is your background?
Well, I'm an engineer, so I guess this education gives me a lot in terms of understanding how everything works in computer and how we can build this platform. So yeah, I think it's matches pretty good.
It's
Awesome.
matching the way we call it. So sometimes for brands, we explaining that's actually the 3D internet. Oh, okay, now I get it. So if all the world around us is three-dimensional, that's why the website is flat. So okay, now I get it. So yeah, that's true. The engineering background. Actually, I'm also engineer. So it's probably part of the job. the new
Do you
types
think
of the engineer.
Do you think that all websites in the future will be 3D websites?
No. That's a really long way.
Yeah,
I
for
really
sure.
like this example. The Matthew Ball book called Metaverse. I'm reading this like a printed version of this. So that's
Yeah.
all you need to know about the media channels. I'm still reading the book about Metaverse. And it's
That's
printed.
true. That's true. That's true. I have it too, actually. I have that book too. I didn't read it through, but it's a good book for sure. And I see in the
Yeah,
chat we have
very good
Risk
one.
and 9A, who are two excellent builders. Welcome, welcome. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask them. So yeah, how was that pitch going for brands when you were saying, okay, this is a website but in 3D? Did they like it? Were they excited? What were your takeaways from these different steps over the course of the months?
Most of the time they don't understand even when they see this. They to be honest, this bubble of the community, the metaverse community, they kind of everyone know how to use WSAD, but
Mhm.
to be honest, most of the people even don't know how to rotate a camera inside. So we were doing the project for the second largest museum in the world, for Hermitage, and that's a really huge amount of people entering their virtual space for the first time, just following the brands, and they really physical followers. So it's like that's the first experience for them. And I was there asking, what do you think? And they say, wow, that's very amazing. And I say, did you try to walk? And they say, no, I'm just walking around. I'm just rotating my camera. So they strongly believe that it's just a 360 panorama. So the concept of movement inside this 3D space is not native. So
Yeah.
that's
They were using
things
those.
we are facing.
You're talking about these museums where you click on the floor and then you can move through it, right? Is that what you're trying to?
Even simpler. So that people just thinking that's the only experience they get, it's a 360 panorama. But actually there was 5 different rooms and Dimitri was behind the project. So it's like kind of, you can teleport, you can walk. There are multiple like best world NFTs presented inside officially. And most of them were even like a hold on sale just because of this scale of the exhibition. So like a months of work, and the people they really love it, but they don't know how to walk. So your question was like what kind of clients you're facing. So first you need to explain the basics of this of the 3D, and I'm really impressed how the AR are helping us. So when we are showing them the augmented reality, that's an icebreaker. That's a first step.
I agree.
And most of the time it's a first sales point. So they're starting with something they can understand. And
I agree. A lot more people understand AR than they do those 3D virtual spaces. And I think one time I showed a friend of mine who's not into gaming or anything like that at all, and I showed her one 3D space platform, and I was running around, and she was just mentioning to me, "How are you not getting sick by looking at this?" And then I noticed, wow, okay, I'm in my bubble. I don't I don't realize that there is just a barrier just to get to that point, right? But okay, sorry, we branched off a little bit. If you want to describe your platform, maybe as a one-liner, you did it before, but mainly, what are the core features of Web3 Walls? What can you do there? How would you describe it? Whoever
So,
wants to take it, Ivan or Dimitri.
So
Okay,
World's web-based metaverse platform for brands. The key features, we have analytics, so you can have a number of visitors, retention rate, time they spent inside. We have a full white label, so you can connect the metaverse to your own website. And also in the future, like the next stage, you can have the enterprise. So we can choose the custom cloud, connect the custom API, but the core will be powered by Worlds under the white label. So this orientation just helping us to hold in this kind of this niche of the brand, because there are different ecosystems helping you to feel that this is social media. Feels like a gamified experience, but there are always need for this kind of brands for brands to feel that it's mine. they want to host it on their own website. Oh, that's a really good example. Do you want me to join there?
Of course, yeah. Feel free
will
to
join.
join. Do I need to send you the link, or
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
just join
No,
like
no,
that?
I know this space.
Okay,
That's actually the
perfect.
really good example. That's good that you
I
showing
love
this
this one.
because
I love this one.
yeah, actually, the good thing it's a really good example of what has happened, what's possible in Worlds. That the guys behind it, they actually just download a bunch of models from the Sketchfab and place it. All the
Interesting.
settings, the beauty of the space, they made it on Worlds on web interface. So the settings of the light, the position of the sun. So Dimitri, if you want, you can explain a bit more about this specific one.
Yeah, the process is quite simple. You just need to download any model that you found on the internet, for example, on the Sketchfab. Simply upload it here, and just adjust some settings inside the platform. You can play with lighting, you can play with fog, you can play with direction of the sun, as Ivan mentioned earlier. So it's really simple. You can
Hey,
just
look at
open
this.
the space editor and you will find out everything. Yeah, you can place content here. As
Awesome.
I remember correctly, some special item is hidden in this space. Am I right, Ivan? Do you
Is the
remember?
shoe here?
Oh, shoot.
There are lots of there are shoes.
It's a special item.
That's
Visualize
very
this.
strange. Okay.
Space shoes, right?
It's great.
Okay.
If you guys want to
Yeah.
test it out, can I just share the link to the chat?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure that this space optimized for mobile, because that's also part of the platform. There are possibility to upload different version for mobile, but if there are listeners who can join this space using desktop or laptop or PC or Mac, doesn't matter. That's of course will work for them. So maybe just to highlight, Oscar, if you don't mind, that's again the idea behind the Worlds and the beauty of this space. That's actually people can do this without going to Unity. So they just using the
look
items.
at this! All these people joining.
Oh yeah, there are more guests. Cool. So they uploading the stuff and setting the environment, like ambient light, the position of the sun shadows. All this happening on directly on the platform. So you don't need to know how to code or how to go to Unity. Just 3D modeling knowledge is enough.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I want to add that you have to be very careful with choosing the appropriate model and space, because it's can't be too heavy. Yeah. So there are some limits. Yeah. And I will explain about it a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll go exactly into how you can. Oh my God, there's so many people in there. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, if someone can do a screenshot of all this, that would be awesome. If you guys could do that.
Moon party.
And you can share on Twitter or something and tag us. That would be great.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really cool example. Do you have other examples that you want me to go through? One of those.
Yeah, sure. Let's do the one of the white label, because again, some people don't know what it is. So do you want me to share in a comment,
share me a link.
right?
Yeah, share me a link. I will take it.
Okay, just give me a second. So it's in Telegram, fine?
Yep. Okay.
So that's a good example of the white label, the one I mentioned, when the brand using the simplicity of the worlds and the possibility of using the white label to run the virtual space under their website. So American Rag, it's a store in a Dubai mall. Me and my partners were based here and trying to focus on this market on the MENA region. And that's actually the good example also to see the custom avatar. So we have Ready Player Me avatars. So I can click Escape and click Connect Avatar to choose one of my Ready Player Me avatars. But also you can use a custom avatars. That's really good for if you want a kind of unique view of the avatar. So the good thing about this space is that they actually the store, they uploading the items by themselves. They're taking care of this space by themselves. So they show them the polygon, and they scanning the items, exporting them as a GLB file, and uploading using the content management system we are about to show in the second part of this of this show.
And then you can go here. You can buy if you want on an external site. I think you wanted to work on this, right? To buy on the site itself in the future.
Correct. Yeah, it will be inside the pop-up, and you can go click and view in AR, for example.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot to do that. View in AR, and here you could visualize this thing in AR. That's very cool. And then on your phone, I suppose, with visuals on your house. Yeah. So if you guys want to try this out, there's a lot of things to try out in here. I would recommend going in this space. It's amazing. It looks really cool. Yeah. So how much time did it take to build all this?
It's hard to believe, but specifically this space was about like less than a week. And the thing is that we have a template. So the template is actually for brands who want they don't ready to pay like 30,000-50,000. They want something like just a proof of concept. So for this case, we have a like prefabricated spaces where the brands can choose the color of the sky, color of the wall, and the owner of the space, the author of the space, can just help them to upload the content very quickly. So that this process, including the fact that you're not doing the custom-made space like for each client, that actually taking just sometimes a few days. But if you're talking about the custom-made projects, it's taking about the months for most of the creators. But again, we are the platform, and anyone can just create an account and start doing this. You can download the space or download the model from the Sketchfab, or buy the model from Sketchfab, upload it, or create your own space. And then the timing will be about a minute. So if you have a model, you can upload it and use it immediately, and invite a friends and do the settings as we mentioned before straight away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, perfect. I can add some additional information that these space were made by two people. First is my colleague. He was responsible for the architecture and for the buildings. And as Ivan said earlier, he spent something about 3 or 4 days to build entire space. And same goes with me. I was responsible for the content and for optimization, all the 3D scans that you can see here, animating them and stuff. And I also spent 3 or 4 days to do the final step.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you have all these applications. You can do custom spaces, white label solutions, analytics for conversions, I suppose, for brands to know how much actually sells with it. You can do the AR view with on web browser and on the app. Are there any other features that I'm missing here that you want to talk about?
Of course, yeah, there are a lot. So, for example, we just like finishing the NFT studio. For those who need it, we have a Polygon and Near integrated. We will present at the end of the month the gamification feature and the gamification tool sets, where you'll be able to set up the simple gamifications without going to Unity, meaning that you can have a click to action tool, click to action activations inside the space by saying, okay, if you click on this button, this door will open. And the simplicity of this, again, is a part of the DNA of the platform. So you can just play with a number of models to achieve this result. Also, we'll present the payments system integration. So we have a Stripe implemented now, and the part of the e-commerce, let's say, movements inside the platform, you will be able to pay using the crypto or using the card directly on the platform. Now you can pay for the subscription inside the worlds using Stripe, for example. But Stripe, the Stripe is a payment system. Just for those who think the Stripe it's a new coin. No, it's
not a meme coin.
No. It's not a financial advice. So yeah, and
I
maybe
really like
it's
this
a good
space,
time.
by the way. I explored it before already. It's an awesome space. It's one of my favorites you guys made.
Yeah,
honestly.
For sure. Same here.
It's actually good news about this space. I found it on object.com. It's actually the guy selling this as an NFT. So when you buy, you get the entire space. And
nice.
With the whole settings. And he's doing lots of stuff like this. And the good thing that when you're buying item on OpenSea or on Object, the 3D file, you can download it as a GLB, and the GLB is exactly the file we are using as a standard, and most of the platform using it as a standard, meaning that it's almost like a drag and drop solution. When you're buying the asset or avatar or something in 3D, you can use it on worlds easily.
For sure.
And I still can't believe that world is on this stage already, so we can do this.
It's awesome, and the drag and drop feature is super useful. I mean, people are familiar with it as well. For instance, Decentraland also has this kind of builder with drag and drop where you can just drop GLBs. So people who build in Decentraland, you can just test out this platform and do the same process you would do in your other one, and just test it out, see what works, etc. And that's really interesting that you can tie an NFT with an entire space. I think that's very cool. Does that come just with a? Is that the model that you will receive if you buy it, or would that come with something else?
Yeah, you receive a model. You receive a model together with HDRI map, and so it's ready to go. And the good story about the space you're launching now is that we received this space from the architect. It was 200 megabytes. And our team helped them to record like a small workshop. We helped them to optimize it. So it was 20 megabytes after our workshop. And now, and that's something you'll probably never believe, it's just half of the megabytes. So 500 kilobytes, it's the size of this space. I can probably show you inside the
500 kilobytes.
System. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
The entire space. And again, the reason why it looks so good, that you can do the polishing, the setting of the light, the color of the sky, all these small details directly on the platform. And we'll show you on the next part of the workshop how easy it is to have a really raw model, let's call it, and in a small size of the model, and then add the beauty of this, including the shadows, the feeling of the real space, using the tool sets on the world. Yeah,
and that's awesome.
Cool.
And I see Maxi saying that's amazing. I see a lot of very positive comments just throughout. The people were exploring the different spaces. That's awesome. Feel free. I sent a lot of links in the chat. Just feel free to explore. Just after, we'll get into actually how to build in there and how to drag and drop and show all the different things and how it works. It looks amazing. It's very cool that you're taking a creative approach and putting art in the forefront. I think it shows as well in your different spaces. My last question in the first section that we were doing, which was more so the intro, would be, we didn't really talk about creator economy. We were talking more so about businesses and industries. What's your position? I asked you in the pre-show, but what's your position, Ivan, on creator economy? And this is kind of where we kind of come together, and we will want to work together in the future. What is your position on that? How do you view it and its value?
So our position is always aligned with business strategy. So for the creators, the platform is always for free. So the creators are core because the beauty of the platform, sometimes the challenge of the dev team and everything is driven by the creators. So we have that's the first approach of the access to the platform, the access to the most of the features is free for the creator. Then talking about the economy, we have a marketplace. It's still a little bit manual, meaning that you need to kind of send us your space. We need to review this and put it on the marketplace. It's not really automated, but we'll work on the optimization of this process. So, but the marketplace basically allow you to sell your templates or your assets. That's not kind of the main focus for a platform right now. We are kind of searching our value mostly in a kind of deep enterprise integration, but still for the creators, there are always a chance to create a world, use it for your own project, sell it to your client, and we never kind of getting a cut from this. So you're free to use a platform. If you need a white label, you can use the business subscription. So, but in general, I don't even have access to the accounts of the creators. That's a really good thing, actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think you will see if any one of you is walking around and you want to share your discoveries in this platform, feel free to send out a message on Twitter, tag us, and show your love to the others. We can maybe collect in here at some point and do a group photo at the end. That would be great after the building workshop. But yeah, that's awesome. Do we have? I will ask if any one of you has any question. You can feel free to ask them right here. I see Maxi is asking, can HDRI be imported? HDRIs, would they be able to be imported?
Yeah, but I think Dimo will cover this part, but the short answer is yes.
Okay, great. So just stay tuned for the next section. And I don't think I see other questions that were asked so far. So great. So we'll just get started with the technical part, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, that's correct.
You want to share your screen, Dimitri?
Yeah, sure. It will be much easier for me to explain some technical features.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm doing it for the first time. Just give me some
no problem.
1 minute. Share screen. Yeah. Okay, share screen. So, can you see the Blender right now?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, 1 moment. Okay.
Okay. Like this.
See it, right?
Yeah. We see the wiki now.
World's Wiki.
Yes. World's Wiki. Oh, I'm sorry. I just maybe misclick the correct.
Yeah, 9A. In the meantime, 9A asked a good question. He noticed video in one of the experiences. Would you be able to say a bit more about including videos in spaces, Ivan?
Yeah, sure. So while Dimitri preparing this, I can cover the part of the assets supporting on the platform. So you can upload a JPEG, you can upload MP4 file, and you can upload a GLB or FBX as a 3D file. Talking about the video, we recommend to keep the size as low as possible. So the technical limit is 50 megabytes, but it's not about the technical, it's more about logical. So if your video is inside the space about 100 megabytes, then imagine you have 20 guests, each avatar is about 5 megabytes. So it's already like a really big amount of data you need to download first before entering the experience. Because it's not a pixel streaming, it's a Unity and WebGL. You need to kind of process and digest, let's call it, everything on your device. So yeah, keep it low. But of course, we have a streaming. Actually, that's something I forget to mention. You can screen share information from basically the screen share, and also you can do the OBS. That's a feature currently on dev, but it will be public, like I hope in a few weeks. So you can already count on it.
Awesome. Dimitri, I can see your screen. You can change your page and I can start. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect. Here you can see just an example of one word. The name of the world is C platform, and here how it looks inside the 3D editor. I highly recommend you guys and all the creators who are looking and listening to us use this 3D editor, but of course it's not a rule. You can use any 3D editor that you want, but Blender is more convenient in my point of view. So let me just explain the key features that we have to made here in the 3D editor before going to the platform, that everything will be working perfect. So when we just download some or create some 3D models of model of our world, we need to make some additional features here. And let's get started about, let's start with materials. So we can use just some, pre-made shaders that already coded with help of our dev team. And here you can see the self-illumination material. Only that you need is just to name it like this, our hat underscore mat underscore self-illumination, and give it an index. Same goes with the glass material, with metal material. To make the metal material works good, you need to add some special object into the 3D scene. Let me just check. The name of this object is, let me just do it again.
Just to support what Dimitri is saying, Oscar, I just sent you a link in a Telegram with basically the guidelines. So just for those who are still with us, feel free to use a guideline. There are all the names of the right names of the you need to provide for your meshes to play specific roles. So I know that most of you are kind of quite experienced creators, so you get you worked on different platforms. So that's basically the GLB. It's interoperable, but the naming of the meshes is sometimes different on different platforms. So that's something you really need to follow. Yeah, that's something Dimitri is sharing right now on the screen.
Yeah, that's true. So in order, for example, to create the self-illumination material, we're just name the object which we want to self-illuminate with the same name. And when we are talking about metallic materials, we have to implement into the space special object with name our head global reflection probe and the suffix. So here that I already did, our head global reflection probe. Yeah. So in 2 minutes later, we will see how it looks like in the platform. So here I also add the examples of water. This is a big water material. This is this small water material, like in the pools or fountains, something like that. Here you will see the grass. In this part, and here you can see the portals. They will teleport us from this point to this point, and just to say how to teleport from one point to another, you have to name one portal with this name: our hats mesh portal 3.4. 3 is the name of this portal, and 4 the name of the target portal where we're going to teleport. And here goes, and same goes with this portal, but in the opposite direction. And some other features. We can add some objects that represent the places where we can sit in the metaverse, in the space. So you need just to add a simple object with name or hat object sit and give it an index, and you can see it here. Yeah, I think that's just the main words about the 3D editor. And of course, before exporting the world, you have to check all the textures included in this file. make sure that it's not too much textures, and the size of the textures are also not too heavy, not too big. So what we can see here, it's quite good. And also check the amount of triangles. I would say that 500,000 triangles is quite a big amount, but due to GLB features, we can compress the file size. Let me just show you. Export GLB. Let's choose some directory. C platform. Geometry, include selected objects. Geometry, and just checkbox compression. So this feature will decrease the file size twice or maybe 3 times. So it's incredible. It's wonderful. And just export the world. Yeah, and I already did it. I already upload the file that I've just exported to the platform, and we can just have a look.
Sorry, just 1 second. Do you want?
Yeah.
Can I go back for a step, because that's probably very important part. So
yeah,
if you go back to the worlds, maybe go to the worlds tab, and just to show the process, like I create a new world. That's important.
Yeah, sure. So
that's a content management system.
Yeah. Content management system. Here you can see just 3 tabs: worlds, storage, and augmented reality. Worlds, this is the tab that is responsible for collecting and managing all your worlds. So our current task is just to create a new world. Just click here and select file that we just exported from the Blender, C Platform 1. The file size is 6 megabytes, and this is okay. While it's uploading, I can just give the name of this world, do the same, and just click create. Just wait for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Yeah, and here we are.
The beauty of that is that it's already online. So meaning that if you want to share this with the friends, it's already working. And that's basically showing the simplicity of it. And again, for those who maybe missed the first part of the show, that the access to the platform is free for everyone. So you can just go sign up and create an account and start working on this.
Yeah, that's true. So in here, we can adjust some settings about the world, give it a name, give it some description that users will see further, upload a preview image, and custom load in background. The most important feature, for my opinion, is we can upload the avatar. It's incredible. Let's just make it. I've prepared one avatar. Just download it from the Ready Player Me website. Here we can adjust and work with advanced settings about mobile support. We can upload the compressed mobile version of this space, just to have an ability to launch these spaces from your mobile device, because mobile version quite demanding in comparison with desktop and other stuff. So let's get started, and let's just dive into the space that we have created.
Do you want to share the link with me and Oscar? Maybe you can send me in Telegram.
Yeah, sure. How can I do this? Can I
it's
just
on Telegram, and I can grab it.
Telegram, okay.
You can do the private chat. Yeah, private chat is fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Private chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see. Had a little bit of a loop there on the stream.
Yeah, and now we're here. I guess it's too.
Just 1 second, Dimitri, because Oscar just bringing us back online. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sure.
9A asking, would a mobile version just be lighter on triangles and stuff?
Yeah, that's true. Mobile version is a little bit lighter than the desktop version, and to be honest, I don't know why is that working, but it's kind of.
One of the really good example, if you're working on a mobile version, is to optimize the textures. So we recommend not to use 2K and even try to limit the amount of 1K textures for the mobile version. So that because specifically for the iOS and probably for some of the, let's say, advanced users and advanced developers, you're already familiar with that. Apple doing the artificial limitations, so they are not allowing to have the full power of the WebGL on their devices. So that's very sad. And I mean, of course, we are working on a mobile application, but that's basically the mobile device is already capable to deliver very advanced graphics using the WebGL on the web. But the iPhone is still limiting this. Okay, so Dimitri, did you send a new link?
Yeah, I sent another link because the first one is not good. The second one is better. Yeah, because I made some preparation before our stream, and here the lighting is better and some stuff that we can look. So yeah, follow the second link, please.
So everyone join the second link. Forget the first one. It was a test run.
Yeah. Thank you, Elsham. And in here we can see how the materials looks like. It's a different material. I forgot to change it, but it should be the metal one, but no worries. So here you can see just the sample glass material, self-illuminating material. We're working on the big water material. Yeah, this is the grass auto-generated. This is the small water. And here you can just check how the, not this one. This is the broken one, sorry. I add some portals here. Yeah, you can just tap and teleport.
Yeah, that's very cool.
From one point to another. Yeah, and here we also can see the stuff that already added to this space, coffee table, some descriptions. And let me just show you how we can add some additional stuff here, manual. So what we need to do, we need to go to the space editor, click escape, click space editor, then go to slots tab, and then add new content tab. Here we can choose all the content that's already uploaded to the platform, to the storage tab.
Logo.
Yeah. And here we have the Sandstorm logo. Let's just select it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sandstorm in the custom space. You can just drag and drop it like that live, and people will see it.
Yeah, just give me some time.
Awesome. Well, are those though just PNGs? I think those are 3D assets that you guys made, correct?
Sandstorm logo.
Yeah. It's a 3D assets. It's 3D assets, and first you need to upload them in the storage. So we need to go to the content management system and upload the content management system in the storage, and then go to the space and place the content from the storage to the space. By drag and drop, we mean that you can drag and drop it from the desktop to your storage. And then from storage, you can, in the space, you can choose the stuff from storage.
Then you can
that's correct. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Just give me to refresh. Give me some time to refresh the page.
Yeah, we can even show, for example, how to move the sofa using the interface on a platform. That's fine, Dimitri. We can show this part.
You guys have a big library of assets that's available for anyone?
No, that's something we keep for the creators, meaning that you can upload your own assets, but we are not providing the library yet.
So cool. I really like this space.
Yeah. What Dimitri is showing is that you can basically control your GLB files from the storage and then upload it to the space and basically choose the scale, the position, rotate it. Like for most of you, it's very classic, but just to show that it works on Worlds and it works very easy.
So, and
true.
by the way, because I know I see in the chat there are some people who are also from the Sandbox community. Some are 3D artists here, so we have a lot of different people. You could also just take voxel 3D assets as GLBs and upload them in your storage and make a voxel based kind of subworld. That would work perfectly well. So, if you want to experiment and do some cool stuff, you can do that. You go on VoxEdit, you export in GLTF formats or GLB formats. Maybe tune it up a little bit in Blender if the file is a bit sketchy. Sometimes it doesn't export well, and then you're good to go. So it's an easy step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
That's true.
really crazy story. I had a friend. He did the filter for the Snapchat where you can actually create basically you can scan your flat. But the issue for him was to export from this filter to anywhere, because Snapchat filter are not allow you to export the 3D file. So he's crazy enough to export the kind of the result of the scan of the apartment as a sequence of the QR codes as a short video. So you get this video from the Snapchat filter, uploaded to his website, and he, from sequence of the QR codes, he reconstructs the 3D model of the space, and then basically you get this GLB file which you can drag and drop and use it as your space. I did it and it worked, and it's just the craziness of this. I really love the passionate creators who are like, okay, I will do this. I will do the filter for the Snapchat to export GLB.
There are so many details with 3D asset creations on like those little portings from one place to another. It's a nightmare, to be honest, but that's awesome. And so, like, I think it's a really, really nice idea you have, Maxi, with use a space like this as a portfolio. Definitely, I mean, all the assets you made, it's difficult to visualize sometimes in the sandbox and in the way you want. So yeah, you could make it look super good here by placing what you're doing. Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Be great.
Dimitri, what do you think if you'll show how to work with the environmental settings? That's a pretty cool part of the platform, just to show the color of the sky and stuff like this.
Yeah, why not? Sure. Just let me open the space one more time. But no one will see this changes because it's only my.
They will see it on the screen. Yeah, everyone just watching the
yeah, sure. When you can just re-enter in the space after all the settings will be done, and you will see the result. I just want to make some adjustments with material, and I already uploaded the avatar. Now we can see this the reflective metal material, and you can also see that the reflections are alive.
Oh,
yeah. So this is.
It's not the right direction, though.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's talk about the lighting. So we need to just click on the menu, go to the space editor, rotate some camera to the sun, for example. Yeah. And talking about the sun, we can tweak the intensity of sun, make it absolutely dark, make it light. Sun size, we can make it extremely big.
Wow.
Yeah, sun coverage, also the same feature. Sun direction controls the angle of shadows, so everything goes live. And we also control the shadow strength. It's very simple.
Nice.
Yeah. To the next step, we can control ambient settings.
So the shadow adapts to the place where you place the sun, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. They're connected.
Nice.
So sun is here and shadow is here. So next, we have to work in the environment tab. Ambient is the tab which controls the reflection properties of surfaces, but the default amount is pretty good. In some special cases, you can adjust the settings. Sky, we can choose the different color of the sky. And also the ground color. But in this case, we would not see the ground color because we have the infinite ocean.
And that's actually the good
Exposure.
point to kind of go back to the Apollo space where we all entering the first one, and that looks very cool with all this dark sky. So again, the guys who created, they have a model, they have avatar and surface. The beauty of this kind of the feeling that is you're actually on the moon, they all did it using the environmental settings on the worlds, and we can even go to the space, I think, using the internal profile to show the settings of this. But Dmitry is showing another kind of way to play with different colors of the settings, so you can get a pretty cool, unique results without again going to Unity.
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome. Especially the sun settings and things like that are horrible to master in Unity. And light settings are really it's really a learning curve. It's nice that you made it very easy to use on the platform. I think it's really nice.
Now the portals works fine. Sorry.
Nice.
Well, what I can say something more about the technical part.
Of course.
Ivan, what do you think? Maybe we should go to the Blender and I can explain some basic features, how to optimize, how to reduce the poly count.
No. I think like it was the original idea was to have 1 hour session. Correct me, ask me if I'm wrong, but maybe we can have more like for some of the creators we can have a deeper onboarding. But I think it's just the overview of the platform, and we're good.
Yeah, I think I wanted to. Oops, sorry. I think I wanted to do a general overview. If you had some form more to show, you could have done that. But if that's kind of going over the simple features and how to actually use the Worlds platform, that's great. I mean, we saw a lot of very cool spaces. It was looking great. We saw the workflow. We saw the workflow of going into your editor. We saw the storage facility, etc. So, would you mind just one more time to repeat people who might have missed it just before how to actually create a world? Just go in your storage and walk us through it, Ivan, if you can, just really quickly.
Sure. So
2-3 steps.
The simplest way is just to go to worlds.com. But just instead of O, you need to type 3. So W3rlds.com and click login. That's it. Then you can create your account for free. As soon as you create an account, you will see the content management system where you can start exploring and start creating the metaverse. So that's easy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I think it's I just want to mention that probably that partnership with the Sandstorm is something which is very important because we are more like a tool sets, but there are always a need for someone to connect the connection between the creators and then the tool sets, as someone who can actually spark this. So yeah, thank you. I mean, we're just doing stuff together, and if you heard some news of like a metaverse is dead or something, probably you're all know that it's just they will find a new name for this, or it's probably dying of the unpointed and unuseful metaverses, but it's time to enter the use cases, and that's the purpose of Worlds, to kind of to build tool sets where we can do the use case like retail or onboarding for the HR, or do the concert and invite the people. There are like lots of things which are behind just let's hang out inside. And that's important.
I think you mentioned a lot of really great points today. Whether it's in the first part and the second part, I think with all the technical things, it's important to understand also that those newer platforms, right? It's another form of approaching virtual worlds. Like, this is what I say very often to people who are asking, okay, what are virtual worlds? What is this entire thing about? Initially, it was pitched as this idea of the metaverse, but actually, currently, the way it's portrayed is more so they're like different virtual apps, right? Different applications. It can be gaming, it can be B2B business, it can be website, it can be AR visualization, it can be a lot of different things. And I think in your case, it was a very good example of a very easy to use platform. You just click on a link, you get in a little space, you can hang out with your friends, have a good time, you can visualize products. Even Max had the idea, okay, make a portfolio out of this. It's just, I think, really important to have this kind of creative tool sets and apps, and see where people go with it, and then shape their product accordingly. So I think it's really exciting. This was the first step, in the first public step, at least, that we did together on the show, and just talking about this entire about your entire application, etc. And I really hope that in the future we'll be able to push the limits of your platform and see where that goes. I saw a little bit of a few questions. I would like to, before we close off the show, I would like to take a little bit, a couple of questions. So if you have questions right now, you can ask them in the chat. In the meantime, we'll ask the things that were questioned in the last few minutes. Nine was asking, where does one get the skeleton base for avatars? You mentioned before Ready Player Me. What is your answer to him?
Correct.
Yeah, that's true. The platforms like Adobe Mixamo or Ready Player Me, they are all suggest the pre-made avatars. You can just simply download one of the models from these websites and just have a look how the skeleton have to look like, the structure, the hierarchy, the naming and stuff. And we use the same skeleton like on these platforms.
And I also sent a link to our guidelines. I sent it in our private chat, so you can easily forward it and that's actually describing how to set up your custom avatar, and answering the second question, like, can you do non-human like? You can try. I saw one guy created an avatar using the shape of the Mercedes Geländewagen, so it's like it was a huge. So it's so crazy.
I remember it.
But it was too creepy. So yeah, for now it's better to keep the human-like shape. But yeah, in the future we can expect.
Crocodiles.
Different shapes.
Crocodiles.
I want crocodiles.
Yeah.
Other question, I think he was asking, any plans for text chat in Worlds?
Sure. Yeah, that's very close in the roadmap. Actually, our roadmap, like, we are updating the website, and there will be the public roadmap. So like a Q3, that's amount of features. Q4, that's amount of feature. And a text chat is very high prioritized. So yeah.
Okay, I don't see any other questions. I think maybe some will appear. Pepe Avatar. Oh no. Maybe some will appear. Maybe so, you're laughing, 9A, but I'm actually working on a project where they want some Pepe stuff. So I want I don't want to say too much on this. Okay, that's great. I think I don't see many more questions. I'm sure when I will send the YouTube replay video to the community, I will have way more. Thank you so much, Ivan and Dimitri. If you want to say one last word and one closing sentence, go ahead. What would you say?
See you in Metaverse.
That's true.
Simple as this.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for your time, for your audience, and for your questions. Yeah. This was a brilliant time.
And Oscar, thank you for leading this. You're doing, like, Sandstorm doing a great job. Really supporting what you're doing, and I hope it will be beneficial partnership for everyone who just listening live, for Sandstorm and for Worlds.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And thanks everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, 9A, Maxi, and all the other people who asked questions today. See you soon, and we'll meet on another workshop. Bye-bye.
See you guys.